Hey y'all, 𝐂𝐨𝐿 beautiful people. Listen, today I'm going to be sharing with you why you should start a YouTube channel in 2025 and why you should continue to create videos even when you feel like no one is watching. I'm going to also take you on my personal journey on how I started YouTube, why I started YouTube, and how it actually changed my life and helped me grow my business. Now, you may be looking at my channel right now and you're probably saying, well, you have like 79,000 subscribers. But here's the thing, y'all. I did not start with 79,000 subscribers, okay? I started at 0. Just like I did, you can go from 0 to thousands, okay, in less than a year. Even if it takes you more than a year, it doesn't really matter. You can steadily grow your YouTube channel from 0. And no, you don't have to be popular, okay? You can live a simple life and share simple things and still grow your YouTube channel. Now, before I get into my personal story, I want to share with you guys some of the ways that you should approach content creating on YouTube in 2025. One of the first things that you want to focus on is giving value. You want to focus on giving value and sharing your passion, right? Think about those things that you're passionate about, those things that you can wake up and easily do. You don't have to think much about it. You don't have to put too much effort into it because it's very easy for you. Whether that's cooking, maybe you're a barber, you know how to cut hair well, you are a makeup artist, right? You like to sew, you like to draw, you like to talk, you like to teach, whatever, math, whatever that is. Think about what are some of the things that you're passionate about and you can just wake up and do every day. Now, here's the thing, you can pair sharing your passion with giving value, right? A lot of times we forget that sometimes the things we know, even if we know like 10% more or 20% more than somebody else, you can still give significant value to those people who know just a little bit less than you, right? So you don't have to be this expert in your field to start a YouTube channel. You can literally share your journey and share what you already know so far, share the things that you have learned along the way. Even if you're still learning, right, in your field, whatever that is, you can share that along the way. People love authenticity. People love seeing people's journey, hearing people's stories, right? So don't be afraid to share that. Also, you want to give value for free. Giving value for free is okay. Let me tell you, it will pay off later. And by the way, people don't look at it as, okay, you're just giving value for free, because technically people are paying with their attention. Okay, so even though people aren't literally like handing you money to teach them something, right, on YouTube, they're still paying with their attention, which means that in the future, they'll either, for one, of course, subscribe to your YouTube channel, okay? They're increasing your watch time. When it comes to being monetized on YouTube, right? You'll get paid because people are watching your YouTube channel and you'll be monetized. Number 3, that's probably number 4, but people will also eventually, let's say you start selling a product, maybe selling merch, maybe selling a course, coaching, consulting, whatever that is, people down the line will trust you enough. They'll almost feel like they owe you something in a sense. That's how it works. Trust me. They'll feel like they owe you in a sense because you've already provided them so much value. So it's going to be easy for them in the future to hit that subscribe button, to order your merch, buy your course, whatever that is. Okay. And I'm going to share with you guys a little bit my personal backstory and how I know this to be true. Another thing I want to throw out is that I don't want you guys to focus on the numbers too much. When you're just starting out, don't think about the numbers. The numbers are going to come. Focus on sharing value, giving value, and also focus on just sharing your passion and have fun with it. I'm going to tell you this right now. When you have fun creating content, that's where the subscribers are going to come in. It's just going to flow in because you're having fun. You're genuinely, loving what you're doing, and you're not necessarily forcing it. Okay. Sometimes people can force it. And I'll be honest, I have had seasons in my life where I felt like I kind of had to force it. Like I didn't feel like really creating content, but I felt like I had to continue to create content for the sake of creating content, keeping up with my YouTube AdSense and my channel to not, so that people don't forget about me on YouTube. And I've been in seasons where I felt like I had to force it and it just didn't feel good. It didn't feel authentic. It felt like a lot of work to force the content. But when I first started YouTube, obviously I had 0 subscribers. I was making no money. I was not partnered with the YouTube monetization. I was not yet a YouTube partner, right? A part of the AdSense program, whichever, with YouTube, but I still was excited about creating content. Like, I've always been that type of person who loved sharing lifestyle, loved sharing things that helped me. When I started YouTube, I was doing more hair stuff, which I would love to get back into that. So I created another channel just to dedicate that to more lifestyle. It's Life with Shibivia, by the way. Let me plug that in. It's Life with Shibivia. So go on over there and subscribe. Okay, I'll probably try to leave it right here because I want to focus on more lifestyle stuff over there and get back to the things that I used to do in the early stages of my YouTube channel, like doing locked videos, right? I would do sit down marriage videos, like my husband and I would chit chat, you know, how we got married early or why my husband proposed on the fourth date. Yeah, he proposed on the fourth date. And so those videos were so fun. And I didn't care that I didn't have a lot of people watching, or I didn't care that I was not monetizing on YouTube. I felt like I had value to share, and it was just fun. It was just fun to share my lifestyle and my journey. And even before YouTube, I was sharing on like Facebook. I would post on Facebook like twice a day, stuff like that, right? So creating content was something that I've always been passionate about, right? It just came easy to me. And so I say that to say, and I say that to reiterate, to focus on sharing your passion first and giving value. The subscribers will come, the money will come. Now, I joined YouTube some long time ago, maybe 2013, but I really joined it just to, I think, watch other YouTube videos, not to really create anything. And 2020, I had a lot more time on my hands, right? Like a lot of other people, like everybody else. I was working like, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know, I used to be a flight attendant, right, for a major airline. I guess I can probably say it now. You guys, if you've been following me for a while now, you guys probably know this. During 2020, I was still a mainline flight attendant, and we all know what happened that year. And so my company had this program to where we could fly less, significantly less, so that they could avoid like layoffs and stuff like that, right? And I was like, okay, cool. So they offered this reduced work program where you fly for 1 month, you work for an entire month, right? Not every single day of the month, but you had to schedule that month, and then you'll be completely off for the next month. Yo, that was so sweet, because also in 2020, I had just gotten married. So it was a really nice time to really bond with my husband. Like I shared before, he literally proposed on a fourth date. So we were still kind of like in our dating phase. That's a whole another video, which feel free to let me know if you guys want me to share the backstory on that. Okay, it's not for everybody to understand, but that was our story. And yes, we're still happily married. Coming on 5 years next month. Okay. And so it was kind of nice to be home and everything. And content creation, creating content was something that I always wanted to do, but I just couldn't really find the time to really do it. And so that year I had some extra time on my hands. So I started sharing stuff like just lifestyle content. And I didn't really started to take content creation seriously until 2021. So in 2021, I started taking content creation seriously. And I remember, you guys, when I got my first check, my first monetized check of like, it was a little bit over $100, because I think that's the threshold that YouTube has before they pay you out. You have to hit at least $100. And it was so exciting, you know, to get that $100 check. I was like, oh my gosh, if I can get $100 from YouTube, how much more money can I make, you know? And so I tried different types of content. So I tried like lifestyle content. Then I started sharing content around loan signings. I used to be a loan signing agent as well, kind of like part-time as a side gig. That was great. So I would share my journey about being a loan signing agent, what that was like, the day in life of that, how much money, you know, I made as a loan signing agent, all of those things. And creating that type of content was fun. And so I played around with content, played around with it. I was just sharing whatever I was doing at the time, until I decided to kind of somewhat niche down a bit and focus on business types of content, right? Business growth, business credit types of content. And I landed on that because I was in my like business era. I was doing business, I was learning business. And prior to becoming a flight attendant, a lot of people don't know this, but I have a background in financial like services. And so I have experience in like underwriting. I worked closely with like underwriters, loan processing, loan closings. I did loan closings, loan processing. I worked closely with like the business development department, stuff like that. So I had extensive knowledge when it came to like consumer finance, consumer loans, consumer lending, and also a bit of business lending. And so I started to really dive in and study business lending. And so I decided to kind of niche down on that. And you guys, when I tell you, once I started niching down a bit, I'm not saying that you need to niche down. Sometimes it's better to just play with content and see what sticks, what resonates with your audience better, or what even resonates with you better, right? The most important thing is making sure that you're creating content that you genuinely love to share, you genuinely love talking about, and that you are genuinely passionate about. It's so much easier to create value around topics that you are passionate about. And so I started creating business content, started helping people with launching their business properly, building their business credit and all of that. And that content kind of took off, you guys. I remember my husband and I in 2021, I think it was early in 2021 for our anniversary or first year anniversary, I believe, we were in Hawaii and I had 5K subscribers. I'm going to see if I can find the picture and put it right here. But I had 5K subscribers, or I had hit 5K subscribers while we were in Hawaii. And it was so amazing because, we were in Hawaii having a great time, and here I am hitting 5K subscribers. That was a huge deal to me. You guys, do you know that in just a few months, literally just a few months after that, I hit like 50,000 subscribers. It was just like out of the water. Everybody was like, oh my gosh, your channel is growing so fast. And I believe the reason why my channel grew so fast during that time is because I was sharing a lot of value consistently. I was literally getting up, not every single day. Now, there are people who suggest getting up every single day and creating content. If you want to do that, by all means, but make sure that you're not burning yourself out. I will say that you do not necessarily have to create content every single day in order to grow on this platform. You can just have a set schedule and decide you're going to show up every single week, once a week, or you're going to show up like twice a week or 3 times a week or something like that. But you don't necessarily have to show up every single day. If you can show up every day, that's great. Okay. But I wasn't showing up every day. I was showing up maybe at least once a week or, twice a week. And my goal was to just give as much value as possible around business credit and business funding in that space. Also side hustle gems. So I was sharing like different side hustles that you can start, especially as a woman, because that's something that I was always passionate about, like having different side hustles to bring in like extra income. And so I would share those things. And that type of content seemed to resonate with a lot of people. There's so much to create or so much to talk about on YouTube, y'all. You guys, I want you to understand that don't really focus on what other people are doing, okay? Sure, you can maybe learn some stuff, be inspired by what other people are doing, but don't necessarily copy 100%, okay? You want to be authentic, be authentically you. Whatever it is that you have to share, people will watch, okay? Are you a cat lover? You have your quirks, whatever. People are into what they're into, and people will like you for you just literally showing up and being you, not being somebody else. So please, 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 whatever you do, if you decide to start a YouTube channel, just be yourself. Okay, be yourself, share what you're passionate about. And again, don't focus on the numbers too much. The numbers will come. The subscribers will come. I promise you. Now, back to when I was a flight attendant, just to share a little bit more about my backstory, to give you guys an idea, because I feel like it's very important to give you guys an idea of, where I'm coming from, right? I did not just wake up one day and have, over 70,000 subscribers, right? I started from somewhere. I started literally from scratch. And back to when I was a flight attendant. So remember I told you guys that I started sharing business content, right? I started sharing my knowledge, my expertise in business strategy, business growth strategy, business credit, and business funding strategy, right? So I started sharing a lot of value there, and I started getting a lot of subscribers from those types of content. And then creating those types of content turned into me creating ebooks or an ebook in depth, showing people, breaking down fully how to properly structure your business, or at least properly launch a business, launching a credible business, how to do that to make your business look credible, right? On paper, look credible to lenders, economic partners, stuff like that. And so I created an in-depth guide breaking down, showing people how to do that, and then how to build business credit in less than 90 days and better position their business for funding. It only made sense for me to create that ebook so that people could have a literal step-by-step blueprint, because I was creating all of these free videos, free content, a lot of value, and people would always ask questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? What about this? What about that? And I was like, you know what? Let me just create an in-depth ebook. And so that in-depth ebook turned into me making consistent revenue. When I say consistent revenue, I mean like about maybe $700 per week while I was flying, while I was 30,000 feet in the air, flying, traveling, working on my layovers, having a good time as a flight attendant in passive income. I guess I would say more so semi-passive income, I guess, because technically, I feel like every passive income stream is typically active first. I like to say that passive income is active first because you really have to do the work up front, right? So of course, I, created the ebook. I created the ebook one time, and every now and then I would polish it, update it, make sure that the content there is updated. But once I created the ebook and I set it up on the platforms that it needed to be on, set up the automation, stuff like that, I was done. After that, it's basically an autopilot after that. So imagine me being 30,000 feet in the air and just making consistent revenue every single week from an ebook that I created because I was creating free value. People were paying with their attention, and then they actually started paying me real money. You see what I'm getting with this? So that's why I say don't be afraid to share value. Just show up and share value, okay? It may seem like you're sharing value for free. Maybe if you're an expert in a super niche area and you really want to turn that into a profitable business, there are some things maybe you can withhold or just generalize it. Maybe not share everything in details if you don't want to, but you can still show up and share a lot of value. You can share the what and you can share the why, and then you can probably reserve the exactly how later. You can always do that too. However, I still do believe that on YouTube, even if you share the how and you add value that way, people will still pay you to work with you one-on-one or pay you for that program or whatever that is. Okay, so don't be afraid to share free value, or don't be afraid to share value on this platform. But back to that ebook, you guys, I was making consistent revenue to the point that I was able to put myself on payroll. Yes, y'all, I was able to put myself on payroll. You know, that W-2 pay stub that you get from your employer. I was able to put myself on that type of payroll where my SSI was automatically being taken out, my taxes were automatically being taken out, all of those things, right? And I was my own employer. Okay, I am my own employer now, but I'm sharing, my journey. I was my own employer, and it felt good to be able to give myself a W-2 pay stub from my own company. And a lot of people sleep on this, and this is probably going off topic a little bit, but you guys, when you get to that point, and this is something that I teach my clients now in my programs and stuff, like how to properly pay yourself as a business owner. There are different ways that you can pay yourself, but this is one. And if you're self-employed, this is a way that you can get around getting approved for certain things that requires pay stubs if you don't have 2 years tax returns. Okay, that's a whole nother topic. I probably shared it somewhere here on my channel. Feel free to check out my business content playlist. Okay, but it felt so good to be able to put myself, my own self, on payroll. And so the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys, because I'm sharing the value of making the decision to start a YouTube channel. You don't have to be fancy like all the fancy creators that have over 100,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers, right? I'm still growing. I still have my goal to get to 100K. But don't focus on that, right? Don't compare yourself to those creators. It's great to be inspired by them, but don't be discouraged comparing yourself to those creators. Start with where you are, start with what you have, and start with what you know. Also, talking about start with what you have. If you have an iPhone, a Samsung, whatever, use your phone camera. You guys, I did not buy myself a camera like a professional grade type of like camera for my YouTube channel until I hit like 50,000 subscribers. I started to grow really fast, like really, really fast at one point. I think it was in 2021 or 2022 where I started to grow really fast. And I was like, okay, I'm going to wait until I hit 25,000 subscribers. Then I'll buy myself a camera. Then I surpassed 25,000 subscribers really fast. And I was like, okay, you know what? Once I get to 50,000 subscribers, I'll buy myself a camera. I say that to say, you guys, I did not buy a camera first and then started recording videos. I literally used the phone that I had to record videos, and I just edited the videos on my phone. It was super easy and was really nice too, because while I was like flying, like if I was in the airport waiting really quickly, or sometimes on the plane, if I had like downtime or whatever, or if I'm commuting, right? If I'm not non-revving, but like deadheading or something like that, I would just be on my phone editing my videos. It was super easy because I recorded it on my phone, versus if I had a fancy camera or something like that I started out with, it would have taken me longer to actually edit my videos, because while I'm deadheading, or while I'm non-revving, I could have used my laptop. But if I was just deadheading, like actually working and stuff like that during my downtime, it would be harder for me to pull out my laptop to try to edit my videos, right? So using my phone was beneficial and just was so much easier. So anyway, I say that to say, just start with what you have, okay? Start with your camera. If you have an iPhone, use that iPhone. You have a Samsung camera, use that Samsung camera. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. That will come, okay? You don't need all the fancy stuff. Now, what I will say is that it is a good idea to at least invest in like some type of like microphone. You can get them on Amazon for like, even now I'm actually using my phone today because I'm like, I can't be bothered setting up the camera. I want to just do this video really quickly because baby boy is sleeping, and I want to just be done by the time he wakes up. I don't want to try to set up the camera and do all of those fancy things right now and connect it to my Riverside and streaming and do all of that, right? I'm like, let me just pop my phone out really quickly, do this video really fast. I have over 70,000 subscribers right now, and I still sometimes use my phone, you guys. I'm literally using my phone right now. I don't know how many people are going to watch this video. Does it matter to me? No. Even if 10 people watch this video or 100 people watch this video, I hope at least 100 people watch this video. But even if 100 people watch this video, you know what? I've just impacted 100 people. And so sometimes we forget that. And sometimes we focus so much on the numbers. Like, oh, I need this video to hit 100,000 views or 1 million or 50,000 views. It's nice. The numbers are nice. I've had videos that, I had this one video, I think, that hit like over 1 million views, which was really crazy to me that I could have a video to hit 1 million views on YouTube. And I've had videos to hit thousands and thousands of views, over 200,000 views, 50,000 views, over 70,000 views, right? And then I've also had content, you guys, especially when I slowed down content during like my pregnancy and I didn't want to be bothered, and I feel like I was just forcing the content. During that time, I've had like low views as well, 100 views, 200 views, even every now and then, sometimes now, right? Hopefully that changes. But do I still show up? Yeah, because I really don't care. I don't care if only 100 people watch the video. I've impacted 100 people, right? Or if 50 people watch the video, I've impacted 50 people. And you guys, there is such an art in like content creation, and such beauty, I should say, in content creation, because you never know what can come from those 50 views or from those 100 views. You could land your dream client, or you can land your dream partnership, or just so much can happen from those 50 views that you have, okay? And I think once you start thinking about content creation in that way, it will change the entire game for you. And so I say that to say that's one of the reasons how YouTube, I would say, has changed my life. That's one of the ways I was able to quit my job early as a flight attendant. I would have definitely quit at some point in my life, but I was able to quit earlier because of YouTube. Not just YouTube AdSense, but the clientele, my consulting and coaching businesses started to really like take off, and like other businesses started to really take off from that. And like revenue that I've made from YouTube, I was able to reinvest that into like other businesses, starting other businesses, short-term rental, all of that. So YouTube can literally change your life, you guys. I remember one year, the first year that I really took YouTube seriously, I made like over $60,000. That's a lot of people's salary for the entire year. And I made that money doing something that I was passionate about. I showed up however I wanted to show up, I always show up decent, you know, but showed up in whatever setting that I wanted to, and showed up talking about or sharing whatever I wanted to and whenever I wanted. Okay. I showed up whenever I wanted, edited my videos whenever I could, and made over $60,000. I don't really track right now how much I've made over the past like 3 years for each year, but I just remember that year, particularly when I first took YouTube seriously. I don't know if it was 2021 or was 2022 that I made like over $60,000. And that was just AdSense. That was just YouTube AdSense, actually. That was not counting brand partnerships. So I've had brand partnerships over the years as well. So I've made thousands and thousands of dollars in brand partnerships. And again, of course, I've made money as well from my clientele, my coaching businesses, coaching, and stuff like that. So I say that to say that 2025 is the year to leverage platforms. Okay, 2025, let it be the year that you leverage YouTube. This platform right here is a phenomenal platform and a phenomenal search engine. Don't forget that, y'all. YouTube is a search engine. If you Google something and you go to the videos, like, you know, you Google something and you go over to videos, you will see a lot of YouTube videos pop up. There are a lot of times that I've been stuck with something maybe tech-wise, and I'm like, oh, how do I do this really quickly? And I would Google it, how to, you know, pretty much looking for a blog or something, like something written. But a lot of times I'm surprised that I come across actual videos, and I would click on those videos and watch the entire video. And this is from a random person who I would probably never would have like Googled on YouTube itself, but because I wanted to learn how to do something, that person had a video on exactly how to do that thing. So YouTube is a phenomenal search engine and a phenomenal platform to leverage in 2025. You guys, that is why you want to create a YouTube channel in 2025. If you've been thinking about the idea of starting the channel, but you can't seem to get around doing it, literally just do it. Okay, just do it. I'm telling you, like, stop overthinking. Like, sometimes we overthink way too much. Like, we literally overthink. Like, I'm so happy that I started when I started, and just you know what? Here's a book that I'm going to recommend. All right, y'all. I can't say one of the words for the title of this book, but the book is called The Subtle Art of Not Giving the F word. And listen, I'm not someone who curses. I do not curse, okay? I do not condone cursing. And so, of course, I'm not going to say the word. However, the book is a good book. Like, the book is a good book at the end of the day. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a... Read that book. That book is going to change your entire perspective when it comes to showing up as you are, authentically you, as long as you're not hurting people, right? Intentionally. Don't care. Like, stop caring what people think. And that's something that I used to struggle with for a very long time, like caring too much about what people think. When you care too much about what people think, that will keep you stuck. That will keep you stuck for a very long time. Whether that is stuck in that relationship, stuck in that job, stuck in that country, in that city, like, move out. Like, you don't have to spend your entire life in literally one city. Like, go somewhere else. Like, the world is such a big place. Go and explore. I know your parents are going to miss you. Your siblings are going to miss you. Your friends are going to miss you. You can go visit them. You can call them. You can talk to them, right? But stop caring too much what people think and start focusing on what makes you happy, what makes you truly thrive, and what makes you feel like you are truly living versus being stifled because you care so much about what other people think about you. And once you shift and change your perspective and not care so much about what people think about you, it's going to be so much easier to start that YouTube channel, create the content, whatever it is, okay? People will find you. Your tribe will literally find you, and you'll be able to build that community, grow that community, get that engagement, and you're going to see how your life can really change from just creating the content. Because also, at the end of the day, if people aren't going to like you, they're just not going to like you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you pick the camera up or you don't pick the camera up. Like, there are people who are not going to like you because of whatever reason. They don't like your smile. They don't like your teeth. They don't like your eyes. They don't like the way you say certain words. I've had people commented on my channel. Like, I used to say entrepreneur. I say it more American now. I'm born and raised Jamaican. So a lot of things that I say will have an accent on it, and people will kind of like mock me or tease me about it. And I've had people commented on my channel, weird stuff. I remember this one person commented and they were like, "Oh, entrepreneur." I'm just like, does it really matter? Like, I say it differently from how you would say it. You know, people have accents from all over the world. Like, people speak different languages, right? I technically spoke English, broken English in a sense, where I'm from. And so somebody teased me about that. And I cared so much about that, so much that I really tried. I used to ask my husband, how do I say this? Does it sound like this? How do you say it? And so I would say it and then have my husband say it to see if I really sound that different. And then I really tried my best now to say it more American. Like, I would now say entrepreneur, right? So it's just those little things. And it's like, what do you think about it? I'm like, does it really matter? It doesn't really matter that I say entrepreneur and the American standard, most people say entrepreneur. Does it matter that much? You know what I mean? So I just say that to say, y'all, don't overthink stuff and stop focusing on the small details, the things that don't matter. People will not like you for whatever reason, whether you pick the camera up or not. So, in my opinion, you might as well pick the camera up and make some money and create some impact. All right? So, if you found value in today's episode, be sure to hit that like button, that subscription button as well, and the notification bell. That way, whenever I post another video, another episode, you'll be the first to know. Let me know in the comments below if you had any aha moments, and let me know if you plan on starting your YouTube channel this year, 2025. And if you guys have any questions as well, feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you just started your YouTube channel, drop them in the comments so that we can all go over and support you guys and show you some love. All right, y'all, until next time, beautiful people, it's your girl Shibivia. It was an absolute pleasure. Let's go create those businesses together, and I'll see you guys later. Be blessed. Bye.